Today's tip, we're going to be looking at the router and what the best way to use your router is to get the best quality finish and to put the least amount of pressure on your router. If you stick around to the end, I'm also going to give you a bonus tip on using your router. So what we got here is your router cutter always spins clockwise. So what we want to do is we want to start out taking a small bite, or as much of a bite as you feel comfortable doing, but you want to run with the direction of the cutter, right? So what we want to do is we want to start it up and pull with the cutter. Just like that. So we do our first pass, just like that. Once we've done, that's taken most of the meat off, but you can't do a really good job if you continue to do it that way, because you will get a little bit of variation in bumpiness and things like that. So pull with the cutter to do your first pass. Start it back up. Start it back up and do your second pass against the run of the cutter. That will give you the best finish on your mold that you can achieve, and it'll also take a lot more pressure off your router because it's not trying to take a big bite off in one jump. So the bonus tip is, because of the direction that your cutter spins, it's going to either pull against your fence or it's going to pull away from the fence. And if you have your fence mounted on the wrong side of what you're trying to do, you're going to pull away from your fence and you're going to ruin the job that you're trying to do. So you can see here that I'm employing the method I was just talking about before. So I've gone and I've taken half a bite and then I'm coming with my fence here, so it's pulling against the fence. Now when I get to this next part, I do exactly the same thing, but you'll notice that I have my fence on the opposite side of the router, and that's because I'm using the left hand side of the cutter to make the cut. So it's actually pulling my router against the fence. But when I go to do the other side to make the cut the size that I need it to be, I'm using the opposite side of the cutter, so I need to move my fence to the other side, as you can see here. So now, because I'm using the cut on the right hand side of the cutter, it's pulling against the fence there. So bonus tip, make sure you have your fence on the right side of your router.